What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over the 2v2 double elixir draft challenge, otherwise known as babysitting, carrying your teammate, and trying not to rage. As I experienced throughout this challenge. But I did go 9-1. That being said, I still had some pretty terrible teammates. But I'm going to be giving you tips on how to win it. And I guess we'll just start off by opening up my legendary chest. If I get a Sparky, this video will never go live. Because I'll rage and quit. Okay, it's a miner. Hi, guys. Alright, let's open up the other chest as well. Oh! Oh! Right, wow, that's like not even a big chest and it had a legendary in it. That's hype. Woo! I'm excited. Okay, let's calm down a little bit. 2 furnaces, 3 giants, 44 bats, and a graveyard. Okay, not bad, not bad. Oh, now I'm flustered. Okay, but let's go back. I was coaching someone. Here we go. I'll probably just go over. So, something I really need to emphasize. Let's head into a replay. My first tip, and this is one that I don't see used all that often, but a really good tip is, so you know how in even normal draft challenges, you see the cards you give your opponents, but in this draft challenge with a teammate, you see the cards your teammates take, and you see the cards your teammates give your opponent. So notice, instead of picking my cards straight up, what I do is I don't trust my teammate at all. So the number one rule is hardly trusting your teammate and taking advantage of everything you can. So what I do is I let them select all their cards first, and then I pick cards that counter the cards that they gave to our opponent and cards that synergize with my teammates' cards. I guess in a way you do want to support their pushes, but otherwise I have this extra knowledge. I know 8 out of the 16 cards that are going to be played in this game, and I can pick my cards and the opponents I give to the cards I give to my opponent in order to give myself an advantage that I wouldn't have if I just picked cards as I liked them. Or, because there's a lot more going on in this situation than just picking between 2 cards. One goes to your opponent, one goes to you. You have other things that you can use to your advantage. And this opponent was terrible. That was his fireball and his hog. Yeah. He hit 2 spear goblins with that fireball. I posted it on Twitter. It was rather amazing. I'll point out the other things he did in this match. The next big tip is always, as far as picking cards go, in 2v2 especially, as opposed to normal draft challenge, AoE rules, because how many troops there are, AoE is always beautiful and will always be really good. Big spells are always really big. That was his hog. Notice he put it directly into a Skarmy and a Sparky. And then, so like Bowler, Poison were 2 cards I picked because I knew they would be really solid. Also, tanks are really good. Always try to get a win condition when you can, because you may not have one otherwise. And if they do have a bunch of counters to your, and if someone watched Yarn's video, he went over a little bit of this as well. If they do have tanks, try to, or if they do have counters to your win conditions, then try to rely on spell damage. Get a lot of spell value, because if you get a lot of spell value, you'll get an elixir lead, and it just helps so much. And before I go to the next tip, here's the next blunder. Okay, notice how there are 2 wizards approaching this minion horde. Oh, they're firing. Nope, let's fireball it. Yeah, that was his last big mistake, I believe. So, that's another tip is, so AoE, so wait for your opponent to pick their cards, and then pick a lot of AoE if possible, and then pick win conditions. And then next off, this is more of a thing in normal draft, but try to pick cards that need a specific response. Well, that's not necessarily true. Okay, so Swarm is less valuable because of how much AoE is good in such a troop spammy thing, in a troop spammy game, and also because this is double elixir draft, double players or whatever. It's really nice to have expensive cards as well. Like Sparky's not bad in this because it's AoE and it's pretty expensive, because you'll have more elixir. There'll be more stuff going on. So many troops. So expensive stuff, I wouldn't focus. Cycle cards aren't really important in this, so focus on heavier stuff, big spells, tanks, and then I would say if you get a win condition when you can. So Goblin Barrel and Graveyard are decent, but the other things I think are a little bit more important. But yeah, definitely don't worry about cycle-ish cards quite as much. And then we actually end up winning this game somehow. I carried him. I mean, this guy wasn't bad though. He didn't BM when we won. For the last one, it was also quite a struggle. But yeah, so those are a lot of the big tips. And then as far as when you're in the match, and Yarn covered this in his video, but it's a tip that I was thinking as I was deciding to make this video as well, is, oh yeah, and as you can see, I'm waiting once again. Make sure you space your troops well. And then, oh yeah, the next tip also. But make sure you space your troops well. Don't stack things on top of each other. Spells are so valuable. Don't put things next to each other. And if your opponent's hovering a card like an Executioner at the back, don't play the card in the same lane. Split it. Because it's a lot easier to win games when you don't give your opponents tons of value because of how valuable AoE is in such a spammy game mode. And then finally, and this is one of the things that a lot of people don't know, if you're in a match, see kind of where Stager's, where it says Claymate, okay, so yeah, it's actually right here. So you can click this info button and see the cards. But a really big tip is when you're in a match, if you hold that button, you can see the cards your opponent has in his hand, or your teammate has in his hand. You can see the card that he has selected. Oh yeah, he zaps a freaking princess and an archer, and he activates the king tower to start the game. I won, but I'm still angry at him. Anyway, so you can see what cards they have in their hand, what card they're hovering, and then you can also deduct their elixir. So say they have Executioner, you can see the gray around it disappearing, and depending on how much time he has left, his Goblin Huts were weird this game. Depending on how much he has, you can deduct how much elixir your teammate currently has, and maybe if you have a Lava Hound and he has a balloon, you wait to play the Lava Hound until he has enough elixir to play his balloon, for example. It gives you a reference points, and it's just another little detail that you can use to your advantage. So that's about it for my tips. I hope they help you. I guess that's like 5 tips, but those are really big things. So it's a lot more than, and I guess the other thing is just while your teammates you may get bad teammates, and this was my second try. I got 9-1 on my second try. I failed the first try and I was angry, but you aren't always going to get great teammates, but your opponents are also going to get bad teammates in equal amount of time. The only difference is you're in every single game that you play, and this is the same thing that I used to tell people when I played League of Legends, and people told me when I played League of Legends, is you're the only difference every game you have. Sometimes it's impossible to win, but most of the time you're the difference in whether you can lose or win. And it really is. Clash Royale is a mental game, especially when you have to rely on someone else. And this is the same with every team game. While your teammate does impact it, you can definitely carry him if you play really well. And also, you play worse when you're in a blaming mentality to where you're constantly expecting your opponent or your teammate to be bad, watching their every move. Don't worry about what your teammate's doing. Focus on yourself. And I promise you, you can carry your games if you try your hardest and you don't let your emotions get to you. So I guess that's my little inspirational / motivational tip that really anyone can follow, and it'll help you quite a lot if you just keep that in mind when you're playing these matches, because it's a struggle. But it's a struggle that's very winnable, as you can see. This game was nearly lost, but I helped to will us to victory. We get this defense, and then I was like, okay, now we're going all out on offense. That balloon was so clutch, and we were able to finish it off. I'm able to 3 crown, and that wasn't me BMing. I carried him after he activated the king tower, and then he BM'd them when we lost. I'm like, bro, you threw the game, and then I carried you, and then you had the audacity to make our opponents feel bad that they lost. Like, really, bro? Like, you need to chill. Like you should be saying good game, well played. You shouldn't be BMing when they lose or when we win. But mini rant and tips accomplished. I wish you guys the best in the field of battle. And I'll see you next video.